We just got back from a 3-week vacation out in Africa, which was absolutely gorgeous. And we had a relaxing time. It was just stunning. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, you would have seen some of the pictures we were posting, and I'm sure you'll agree, it's just a beautiful place. But while I was out there, as much as I was relaxing, I was also keeping an eye on things in the Polytunnel in the greenhouse with my automation system, and things were going smoothly, I think. I haven't yet been inside the greenhouse or the Polytunnel, so that's what we're going to be doing today, and hopefully you'll join me right after this. Let's start off inside the Polytunnel. I can see it's really bushy in there. Some interesting developments just from a quick glance inside there. But let's take a look around and see what's going on. As we walk into the Polytunnel, we can see there's quite a big difference between the plants on this side compared to the plants on that side. And that's for a few different reasons. The first one is where the sun is moving throughout the day. If we take a step outside again, if we look up there, the sun sort of rises that direction, comes across and sets down there. Now what that means is I get sun most of the day hitting the Polytunnel, which is great, but it does shade when it gets to the tree over there, when it hits this fence and also this tree and any of the houses there. Especially later on in the season, the sun is lower and lower in the sky. It's not as direct up in the sky as it is in the summertime, so it doesn't get as much sun hitting this side. But to exacerbate the issue is the fact that I planted compact plants down this side, which was a mistake. I should have planted these plants on that side of the Polytunnel. These here are my sweet peppers and my peri-peri down the end there, as well as my cayenne. This middle section and most of the ones down that side there are all super hots, the capsicum chinense varieties. And they tend to grow quite massive. They're not as compact as these other plants down here. So when the sun is coming from that angle, these plants getting as large as they are going to start shading these plants. So not a good idea for me to plant in the way I've planted, but you live and learn. And this is my first year with this Polytunnel. I've set it up in a east-west direction, whereas my greenhouse is in a north-south direction. So the greenhouse is a little bit less of an issue, although I still, towards the back of the greenhouse, get a bit less growth. You can see how this is kind of just, it's just taken over on this side, which is shading it on the back there, but it hasn't actually caused too much of an issue. So I'm not too fussed with it. Not as drastic as what you see over here. So do consider, number one, the placement of your grow house or your Polytunnel, your greenhouse. And also, even more important probably, is what plants you grow and where you plant them. Just consider it. Think about the plant itself, how big it's going to get later in the season, and it's going to make all the difference when it gets to this point, as you can see. So let's take a walk around and see what we have going on. Up front here, these are my 7-pot Douglas yellows, which you would have seen a recent episode of my checking out chilies with ChilliChump, where I got hurt. But these things are very, very warm. But look at them, they are huge, lovely, lovely peppers. So I'm going to be making a few different sauces, and I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do with these, but you can see we've got quite a few that we can work with, so I'm happy about that. These here are my Naga Morik, and we've got loads of them. I don't know, I thought they would be a bit bigger than this. They aren't massive pods. I think the ones that Fatali has been growing, or Yucca Fatali, you get some massive pods and some massive plants as well. But we've got a lot of them, and you can see a lot of them are ripening up still, but we've got quite a few ripe ones there too. Over this side we have our sweeter peppers, or less spicy peppers, let's say, and things like the banana pepper. And what is this one over here? This is the Ramiro yellow. I'll be grabbing one of those a bit later to snack on. And these here are the Brazilian pumpkin. Those are quite pretty little peppers. Got loads of ripe ones there. This Brazilian pumpkin is a beast of a plant. It is just spreading everywhere, and it's quite prolific. It's kind of taking over a little bit. If we have a look here, it's just growing everywhere, and it's stretching out all the way across about 3 or 4 plants over this side. And it's probably another part of the problem. It's because of how prolific this is, it's covering over some of the other plants, and they're battling to get the light they need. Over here are my Fatali Gourmet jigsaws. These are the red ones. We've also got some chocolate versions, but these ones here are meant to be a killer heat. You can see they're still ripening up. That one's a bit orange, but there's some red ones down the bottom there, and quite a few of them. There's quite a lot of peppers on this plant, so I'm not sure whether I'll be picking them just yet, but you can see there, that's lovely. And yeah, we can see some really big ones down here. It's difficult to get to them because of the jungle in here. Over here is the THC chocolate scorpion. Bugs are getting at it. Bugs seem to really like the chocolate scorpions. I've seen this before in the greenhouse as well. But there's some more that are ripening up here, so we'll have some, I'm sure, to be able to test. And let me try and be gentle here with these plants so I don't break too many of them. Here are some more beasts. Yeah, the polytunnel's done well this year. I thought the greenhouse would do a bit better. I'm guessing it's with just the fact that we have these things directly in the soil, so they're able to pick up a lot more nutrients. Hey, look at that thing. Wow, that's big. There's a leaf on it. But look at that. That's going to be just beastly. I'm still battling to get through here. If we take a look through there, we can see a bunch of pods. Those are the Nagla beasts, I believe. Not very big, but lots of them. Well, I'm going to have a lot of hot sauce. Good thing I'm able to sell them this year. So it was getting a bit difficult to navigate through there, so I'll just come in from the other side. I'm quite intrigued by that plant there because I thought at first it was a weed, but it's not. It's actually got chili peppers on it. You can see over there. And this thing is huge. It's way over 6 foot. And I need to go and have a look and see what they are. They are pointing upwards, so I'm guessing Capsicum frutescens. Yeah, we'll go and have a look and see what they are in just a little bit. So I couldn't get to that really tall plant from the other side, so I had to try again from this side. Let's see if we can make our way through. This is, oh, it's messy. Just trying not to break things. So this is the plant here. We can see these little peppers. If I didn't know any better, I would have said these are maybe peri-peri or bird's eye, just because of how they look. But I can see these leaves are not something I've seen before. They're quite furry, these tiny little flowers. But let's have a look and see what we are working with. Wow, that's quite a beastly plant. I mean, you can see how big that is. It is the Camari Alongado. Wow. Okay, I see some more peppers at the back there. But this Camari Alongado, I'll be interested to see how they taste. These peppers are just falling off. Let me try and get one. I'm going to be a little bit silly and attempt to taste it. I hope this isn't as hot as some of my super hots. I don't think it should be. Oof, there's juices in there. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's some spice. That's some serious spice. Wow. I think that'd be quite interesting as a probably a substitute for a peri-peri if you're growing these. They are very sharp bite, hits the tongue. Quite flavorful. It's got a nice taste. Very hot, but nice taste. I guess I have to eat the thing. It's a lovely taste. weird texture. Oh. It's a nice pepper, just very, very hot. Yeah, my mouth's burning. I mean, obviously it's not super hot level, but it's got some spice. I think it'd be quite a good sauce of that. Make quite a nice sauce out of that. Yeah, and it's a prolific growing plant. That thing's seriously loaded with peppers. Anyway, let's finish up in here because I'm sweating, I'm hot, and I want to go and cool my mouth down a little bit. Let's try and navigate out of here again. Try not to break too much. Oh, yeah, that's still burning. Anyway, we're breathing in the heat. Went down the wrong pipe. Let's go through to the greenhouse and check out what's going on inside there. As difficult as it was to navigate through the polytunnel, I think this is going to be just as much of a problem. If we just have a look inside here, this is just, yeah, it's a complete forest, a jungle in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on inside there. I can see a lot of ripe peppers. You can see them just right here, but glancing underneath there, I can see a bunch more. So let's take a look inside there and see what's going on. So before we look at individual plants, let's go and just take a walk through the greenhouse and see what's going on. I'm gonna have to duck down here. These are what I was seeing a little bit earlier. These are some peach butcherloquias. Not very large, but prolific. There's a lot of them, so definitely be harvesting some of those a bit later. Let's carry on through here. Over here, this hydroponics bed is still doing just fine. A lot more ripe peppers going on in here as well. Loads and loads of yellow ones up there. I'll take a walk through and just see what each of these actually are at the moment. I'm not too sure exactly. These, I do know what they are. These are my ahi lemon drops, and we have quite a few of those. I have picked a few already, but we've got quite a few more to come through. And my peri-peris, I've picked a load just before I left, and we got a load more coming through here. Lots more ripe ones. I mean, yeah, this wasn't nearly as full up with peppers when I left, but this is looking great. Look at these. And got some isolated ones over here, and we have my cross over here. Is that ripe yet? No, it's not ripe yet. Still getting there. It's starting to ripen. And yeah, loads and loads of ripe ones. My peri-peri have done really well. They seem to have taken quite a long time to get peppers, but definitely coming through very nicely now. So yeah, plenty of those. My reservoir here, I've been keeping this topped up. I've just been using water, so no nutrients at the moment. Don't really need to at this time of year with them all ripening like this. You can if you want, but it's really not going to make a hell of a difference. I'm just looking at some of these lovely fruits that are on here. Some beautiful sized ones and beautiful looking. It also scares me a little bit because this means I have to pick a few of these super hots. A lot of these are super hots. I'm going to have to pick a few and do my chili tasting, checking out chilies with ChilliChump. Oh boy, my poor stomach. Here's some more peach, I think, butcherloquias. These are a bit bigger than the ones we were looking at in the beginning of the greenhouse. These are from the hydroponics. So it'll be interesting doing a bit of a comparison between those and the other ones. So let's take a look at some of the individual plants themselves and see how each of them are doing. Let's go back to the beginning and have a look. So on the left here, these are ahi mangoes. We're not going to go through every single plant because it just isn't enough time. I don't think you guys want to watch a 3-hour video of me just rattling on about my peppers, but we'll go through a few of them. These are the first ones you see as soon as you come into my greenhouse. and they are lovely, the ahi mangoes. I have picked quite a few of these already, and I've started a sauce, but it looks like we have quite a few more, and a few more green ones as well that are going to be ripening up hopefully before the season ends. Over here we have the MOA Scotch bonnet, yellow. Got some lovely ones here. This plant here scares the hell out of me. Well, it's this one and there's one other as well, but this here is my jigsaw chocolate, and look at these. We have loads and loads of ripe peppers, and I'm gonna have to try them, aren't I? But they look lovely. This here is a Fatali Gourmet Ahi Fantasy, and you can see some beautiful large peppers here. Again, need to give these a try, but beautiful looking peppers. We'll see how I get on with them, whether I like them or not. And here we have a beautiful one, the Purple Cream, which quite unique pods, and there's quite a few ripe of those over here as well. And here. And over here is my hydroponics poblano. Now I've already actually picked a few that I've weighed, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be winning any records with them. However, I just need to be able to beat Tony at UK Here We Grow at this point. I have got something planned for next year to do a bit of a competition with you guys as well, so we can all join in. But I might have a couple peppers here that could potentially be heavier than the ones I've already picked. I haven't yet shown that video, just in case you're wondering where that video is. I have recorded it and I'm just waiting for Tony to finish up with his season before we release our videos at the same time. But I've got a few coming through, and worst case scenario, I'm just going to have a lovely tasting pepper that I can munch on. Over here we have the ahi lemon drop that's in the hydroponics, and you can see there's quite a few peppers that have ripened up, and there's loads more back there. You can see quite a few. So this plant has done quite well, and I will be doing a comparison between the ahi lemon drop from the hydroponics and the one that is over here with the soil. So this plant here is meant to be a peri-peri plant inside my hydroponics. Unfortunately, these are the pods that are growing off it, and that is definitely not a peri-peri. I have a feeling that is a butchalokia, but yeah, whatever it is, it's going to be a super hot, and it's most definitely not a peri-peri, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping to compare the peri-peri from the hydroponics with my soil grown, but it looks unfortunately like I'm not able to do that. The plant on the left here is the Hanine Yellow Lantern, or Hanine Yellow Lantern. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's these yellow pods here. Very pretty. There's another one over here. Lovely, lovely pods, and I'm sure that is going to be very, very spicy. So I've done my first big harvest of the season. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got a decent amount, and be able to do quite a few interesting things with these. So that there is 4.224 kilograms of peppers that we've picked today, and I've already picked around about 2 to 3 kilograms of peppers up till this point, maybe even a little bit more than that. And I've started some sauces, and I've started a few other things as well. So got quite a good harvest so far, and I reckon we've probably got another 3 or 4 kilograms worth of peppers at least to be harvesting. We'll just wait and see how the season progresses. We've got, I'd say, another month and a half before we start shutting down for the winter, so got a bit of time yet. So over the last 3 weeks, the plants have done just fine. Nothing to worry about, even though, of course, you do worry a little bit. You put so much time and effort into these plants, and when you do go away, especially at this time of year when things are starting to ripen and everything's happening, you do get a little bit worried. But the automation system did its job, and I couldn't be happier, really. We had a great harvest today, and I probably have a couple more harvests to come as well before the end of the season. And I'm looking forward to the things I'm going to be doing with them. I've been planning this all year. Even the harvest we have today, I got a few ideas there. I'm not going to be fermenting all of them. Some of them I will be fermenting, but the fermentator is pretty full as it is with a lot of the peppers that I've already picked this year so far. And those videos, the sources I'm going to be making from them and some of the other ideas, those are coming very soon. Over the next 2-3 months, 4 months maybe, you'll be seeing quite a lot of cool stuff coming through. Make sure you are subscribed and also have that bell icon switched on because you'll get alerted. I know that some of my subscribers have complained recently they didn't know that I'd released videos while I was away on vacation. So if you put that bell icon on, I believe it will let you know that my videos have been released. So another thing I wanted to point out as well, while I was on vacation, I set up a newsletter on my website, ChilliChump.com, and I'll put a link up here to it. The main reason I set this newsletter up is because obviously this year I'm going to be selling my sauces as well as a bunch of other stuff that I'm making. And to be alerted when I do put those sauces or the other spices or chutneys or whatever else I'm making, as soon as I put that up on my website, you'll get an alert via the newsletter. If you aren't yet subscribed to the newsletter, then unfortunately you may miss out. I'm not doing huge batches. I'm not a big company. I'm just growing it, in my backyard here. Some of the sauces there'll be quite a bit more of than others. Some of them, like especially some of the super hot sauces, is going to be very limited stock. So make sure that if you do want some of that stuff, you sign up to the newsletter. You get alerted as soon as I put it up on my website, so you have the best chance of actually buying some. Anyway, I hope that your season is going fantastically, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a long one, but there's quite a lot to get through. And until the next video, stay spicy.